welcome back to Pure Nebraska. Here on the program, we like to put the farm group called the Alliance for the Future of Agriculture in Nebraska, or AFAN, in the spotlight. Today, AFAN is connecting us with an expert on pork.
Jane Stone is the Domestic Marketing Director for the Nebraska Pork Producers Association. So we're glad to have you in the studio today.
Thanks for having me. Expert. I don't know about that, but I'll take it.
Yeah, okay.
I'll take it. I'll take it. So it's Monday. So.
All right, so we're talking about two types of meat here.
That's right.
This is a pork loin versus a pork tenderloin and what the differences are.
That's right. Well, you know, there's a lot of confusion. Consumers, you know, will oftentimes see a recipe calling for one or the other and maybe don't realize that it's actually two different cuts of meat, and they're very, very different. This is kind of, you know, I just grabbed these at Hy-Vee. This is what they look like in the store. This is a whole pork loin, which is across the back of the animal.
Right.
And then this is actually a pork tenderloin, which is, as you can see, it's a much smaller muscle. It's actually tucked up underneath the rib of the animal. Both of them are extremely lean. They don't get a lot of activity as the pig moves, so they stay nice and tender. This one especially, the tenderloin, is my personal favorite. But we're just, you know, we're out kind of trying to talk to consumers one-on-one and on our website and on Facebook about, because there is, like I said, there's a lot of confusion about the two different cuts, and we're just gonna try and work on educating consumers a little bit about that.
You said sometimes even chefs.
Yes, we have a little trouble with chefs once in a while. When we're doing large events, we'll request tenderloin and they bring the plates out, and voila, we've got pork loin.
Okay. So what is the big difference? Of course, the placement on the pig, but what about the taste and everything?
They taste completely different because they are two different muscles. This is this is going to have a little more of a white appearance. This is a darker muscle, and then you want to cook them a little bit differently. This one, you know, the tenderloin, you want to cook a little bit at a higher temp. For a shorter amount of time. I mean, this piece of meat right here, I do in my oven at 425 for about 30 minutes and you're done. Now the loin, you want to do a little bit lower temp and low and slow because it's going to get a little bit drier and tougher if you do it at a higher temp. So, I mean, the thing is, pork now is so lean, you've just really got to be, you know, gingerly with it because it can overcook just like that. There's just not a lot of fat in it.
You don't want to overcook pork.
You don't, and it can happen so fast. So yeah, you want to, because they've just done a great job of taking all the fat out of it. So, which is great health-wise.
And I know you guys have recipes.
Yes.
If folks want to experiment and try some things out, how could they find these recipes?
Porkbeinspired.com. And I think there's over 1,200 recipes on there now.
That's good to know.
And you can search by ingredient, cut, nutritional content. It's got a fabulous search engine to it. So for whatever you're looking for, you can really break it down and search. So
what do you like to do, Jane, with these?
Well, like I said, I have to be honest. This is my favorite cut of pork.
The
pork tenderloin. It's they're both very, very versatile. You can do anything with it.
Very easy. With a little bit too.
Like I was telling you before we went on, this is actually Heart Association approved. So this is a heart healthy and approved by the American Heart Association.
The pork tenderloin.
So, yes, it is as lean as skinless chicken breast. So both of them very low in sodium. So this is my favorite, but I love this too. If you're feeding a crowd, this is the value on this is, I mean, right now especially, pork is a great value. But gosh, there's no waste on either one of these. You can, you know, and the other nice thing is if you're at your meat counter, you can take this. It looks a little overwhelming, you know, $25, but you can take it to your meat manager and he'll cut it into a roast for you, chops for you, cubes for you, usually at no charge.
Nice.
So
good advice.
Yeah, so really versatile.
Perfect.
Right.
Jane, thank you for sharing all this.
It's good, and it's National Pork Month.
It is National Pork Month, so get out there.
Some pork. Yeah,
there you go.
All right. Thanks, Jane.